way back in 2014. And this was after survey was done. And when the survey was done, it was discovered that quite a number of our learners are in school and some of them are illiterate. So what was a way of mitigating on this? The US government gave support to the Kenyan government to ensure that our learners in the early grades of our education get to the upper grade while they are very much literate, knowing how to read and write. And then that gave birth to Tusome. So Tusome has been with us since 2014. We have moved until now. We are coming to the summative part of it, and today the Kenyan government is totally going to take over the program. There are a lot of lessons, achievements that this program has gained through the partnership of both governments. One of them is central procurement of books. We learned that one from USAID, where they came up with a program that these books are procured centrally and are distributed to all the schools in Kenya. So far that one was achieved. They first did produce books that were given to grade 1 to 3, English and Kiswahili. And each and every child within the boundary of Kenya today in all our public schools boasts of having books on a ratio of 1:1, which we borrowed from USAID. It's not only within Kenya. We found South Africa came to learn from us, Tanzania came to learn from us, Rwanda came to learn from us how we manage. Of course, the population of Kenya in terms of the learners going to school is bigger than some parts of the East African region. So it is a big achievement. Before, we did not have books in schools. But currently, go to any school, walk to any school, be it in Turkana, Kibish, go to Lamu, go to Arid Zone Primary School, go to a school in the northern part of Kenya, go to Busia, Musoma Primary, you will find books on a ratio 1:1. A lot has also been achieved. Before that, as a ministry, and particularly our quality assurance team, anytime you would go to school to do assessment, to find out how the curriculum implementation is moving on, we would carry logs of books and do in duplicates. The ones that we are leaving at school, the ones that we are leaving at the DO's office, and the ones that we are carrying to our offices at headquarters. Then there were district education officers. Currently, we have moved. They've taught us the lessons that achieved and what we have learned. And the greatest achievement is automation of our monitoring tools. Right now, if I move to Longonot Primary School, I'll be able to do the assessment. And whatever I've done will be captured in the dashboard immediately. And that one has assisted us in being a paperless ministry, and also for decision making that comes at once. Because the information is with all of us who have the rights to the dashboard. We also have the dashboard. The dashboard is now in our Kenyan cloud, the Ministry of Education. Anybody who wants to know what is happening in our schools, when our bosses go to any school, or they want to find out what is happening in a particular school within the country, they will be able to do that. As we moved on, we all know what happened in the year 2020, when COVID-19 pandemic struck. All our schools had to close down. In Kenya, our schools were closed for a period of 7 months. In our other neighboring countries, we had some countries that even went up to 2 years. And during that period, no learner was able to interact face-to-face with the teacher. But in Kenya, we are very proud because we gave all our books to the learners. They carried the books with them at home, and they were able to interact with the books at that particular level. And because we had also learned about the digital process, the learners were able to get information through SMS, through EduChannel, and through TV. So when they came back to school after 7 months, we realized there's a gap. Not all of them were able to interact with all the materials that we gave. And some of them totally forgot what they had learned before the schools closed. So we came up again through the technical assistance of RTI and the financial support from the American government through USAID to start the remedial program. The remedial program is a program where we learn at the right level. You identify the weaknesses point of the child. You could be in grade 1, grade 2, or grade 3. This learner does not know how to write, does not know how to identify the letter. The story has been successful. The learners currently that have exited are from that level of not knowing the letter to reading level in all our primary schools where we have carried out the program is enormous. And you can see the happiness in the faces of the parents whose kids were not able to write, whose kids were not able to read, but now they are able to read. You could see the happiness in the faces of the teachers. And of course, even as a country, we are happy. And this program has enabled us that now moving forward, there is no Kenyan child who will move from grade 1 up to grade 6 in the basic primary level without knowing how to read. And that is one of the greatest successes that we have seen in this program. Not to mention that in the NEMIS, the dashboard has enabled us to capture all our information now in the NEMIS.
We'd like to recognize the Ministry of Education's leadership and commitment that has been univocal during the implementation of the Tusome program. When we look back at this journey, we began together before Tusome, and we had a pilot which was called the Primer program, focusing on primary maths and reading. And it was during the implementation of that pilot that the midline evaluation showed great improvement of reading outcomes for learners. And then the government requested the US government to support it to take the program to scale. And this journey has really been an exciting one. It has led to improvements in student learning outcomes at scale in Kenya. This is USAID supports such programs around the world, but it is Tusome program that has really been the flagship for the USAID globally. The results that we've seen in Kenya are unprecedented.